Okay, this video is what is the most common cause of death? Okay, and there's a couple ways to answer that question. One of them, I liked the Dr. Greger quote recently where he said, what is the most common cause of premature death in America? It's the American diet. Okay, that was a clever quote. And what I'm getting here is this reminded me of a quote by Ruth Heidrich. Ruth Heidrich said the most common cause of death is ignorance. And she's right. Because most people die most commonly from a heart attack is number one. Number two is from cancer. Number three is from medical errors. Number four, then there's a whole bunch of things that are about 5%. So let's say heart disease is about 26%. Cancer is about 25% of deaths. I don't know the percent of medical errors. Let's just guess it's about 10%. And then for a whole bunch of stuff after that, it's 5%. 5% for lung disease, pneumonia, COPD, things like that. 5% for kidney failure. Anyways, the point I'm going to make is all of that stuff is totally preventable. All those Western diseases, just eat a low-fat vegan diet. And the other thing is, if you want to convince yourself, so I called it Alexia. Alexia means a lack of reading, okay, or can't read. And I know tons of people, and they all say the same thing. I can't read because I don't have any time. I don't have any time. And you've heard me say this before if you know me, but it's worth repeating for the few who don't know me or haven't seen this before. Basically, it's very easy to read 3 books a week. When you're in your car, always listen to an audiobook. Don't listen to music. That's for idiots. And the worst is the radio, okay? Sometimes you're sad and the music will cheer you up, fine. But listen to an audiobook in your car. And just listen. You can do it all for free, just a podcast audiobook in your car. If nothing else, a pleasant old Victorian novel or something to maintain your high level of vocabulary and thinking skills. You have to think to follow one of those old novels. Okay, have a magic bathroom, just slide a little table in there, or read a bigger book when you're doing a number 2 on the loo, and have a smaller paperback, And I got that idea from Mozart. He had written letters when he was on the number 2. He said, I think it only fitting to write while shitting. And I also saw the Monty Python skit where they said every sperm is sacred, so I said every void is sacred. And I always read. I don't ever go in the bathroom without reading at least one page. And you go in the bathroom a lot of times every day, so if you just read a page, at least one page every time you go in there, you will get through a book a week. Approximately. Okay. And I read a lot of papers in there as well. Okay. And then here's a treadmill. And for a treadmill, it's very easy to walk on a treadmill for 2 hours when you're reading a book. Okay. You can walk at a speed of about 3 miles per hour. So you get 6 miles of walking and 2 hours of reading. Your attention span perks up when you're walking, just like, an animal walking down a path in a forest. It has to be alert, has to navigate, has to pick a destination, has to remember how to get back, avoid predators, avoid obstacles. So your concentration is good. That right there, you got your reading done. And you can all but just be free books on the internet. So you don't even need to spend 10 cents. So that excuse of, I don't have any time, what it really means is you're lazy and stupid, okay? And these diseases, you can learn all these diseases for free. You can watch Caldwell Estes in his book is great, Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease, but all you got to do is watch his lectures for free. You can read my books, but you don't need to read my books. My books are great, but you could just watch my lectures for free. So this is available to everybody. This is kind of like God's way, free, okay? God gave everybody the opportunity to exercise, to walk. They have to eat food anyway. So you eat the low-fat vegan diet, you get your exercise. It's good to get out in the sun. If you can walk in the sun, that would be ideal. Not everybody has that option, especially with the weather. But anyways, there it is. So Alexia is easily cured. And you can't push a person up the ladder. If a person doesn't want to learn, there's nothing much you could do with them, okay? They're screwed. They don't even realize how screwed they are. But for a person who wants to learn, it's very easy to learn the common causes of the diseases, and all the common diseases are caused by diet, so you can avoid them. It's more complicated than it used to be. That's one thing I see as a problem with old school nutrition is that it used to be pretty easy to say, organic doesn't matter. No, it actually does matter. There's a lot of toxic chemicals in non-organic food. It's more important to eat the plant foods than it is the organic, but still, you want organic, and you also want to filter your water, and you want to avoid unnecessary personal care products which further expose you to estrogenic chemicals which predispose to obesity and autoimmune disease and things like that. So anyways, there it is. That's the cure for alexia. Hope you found that helpful.